First up on the show, the tunnels in Gaza Strip have proven to be safe havens for Hamas. The tunnels have emerged as a fortress with storage of arms and ammunition, and also a place for keeping the captives from the October 7th attacks. And now, from the dark, cramped-up spaces, Israel has rescued a hostage. Qaid Farhan Alkadi, a 52-year-old Israeli, is one of the 251 abducted hostages by Hamas during the October 7th attack. Currently, 104 people are still held hostage by Hamas, including the 34 which the Israeli military says are no more. According to military spokesperson Daniel Hagari, Alkadi was found in an underground tunnel.
Today, Israeli special forces successfully rescued one of our hostages from Hamas captivity in Gaza. During a complex rescue mission, Qaid Farhan Alkadi from the Bedouin community of Rat, who was kidnapped from Israel by Hamas terrorists during their massacre on October 7th, has been rescued. He is alive. He is back home in Israel. We cannot go into many details of this special operation, but I can share that Israeli commandos rescued Qaid Farhan Alkadi from an underground tunnel following accurate intelligence.
His family members hurried through the corridors of the Soroka Medical Center hospital, eager to reunite with Alkadi after the rescue.
I can't express my feelings. I hope my mother will be happier than us. We prayed for him. My mother prayed for him more. Her prayer reached the sky. Welcome home, Farhan Alkadi. I congratulate the IDF and the Shin Bet on another successful liberation operation. We work tirelessly to return all of our hostages. We do this in two ways: through negotiations and liberation operations. Both ways together require our military presence in the field and unceasing military pressure on Hamas. We will continue to act like this until we bring everyone home.
The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had a telephonic conversation with Qaid. In exchange, Netanyahu told him the government was committed to bringing back all hostages remaining in Gaza. After Alkadi's rescue, 108 Israeli and foreign hostages are still in Gaza. However, only about one-third of them are known to have died, and it is unknown what became of the remaining hostages. The operation, which has resulted in significant destruction of the Gaza Strip and the displacement of majority of its 2.3 million inhabitants, leaving hundreds and thousands of Palestinians in makeshift shelters, has also seen more than 40,000 Palestinians being killed by Israeli forces. And our correspondent Jody Cohen elaborates on the hostage rescue and the ones still in captivity.
Right, so after the rescue by the IDF of Farhan Alkadi, a Bedouin Arab Israeli and father of 11 who was held by Hamas for 326 days, there are now 108 hostages remaining in Gaza. That's 104 from Hamas's attack on the 7th of October and 4 from previous incidents. Now, of the 108, roughly one-third are known to no longer be alive, and that's why families of the remaining hostages are so desperate for a deal as soon as possible. Now, Alkadi told President Herzog that the hostages are suffering hugely, and we know that doctors of released and rescued hostages have seen signs of torture, hunger and sexual violence. But not all families of the hostages actually support this deal, and that's because it would leave the majority of hostages in Gaza. Now, Alkadi spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu on the phone and thanked him and the IDF for what he said was their holy work, and called Netanyahu by his nickname Bibi and Abu Yair, that's the father of Yair in Arabic. Netanyahu said that Israel would do everything to bring the remaining hostages home through negotiations and rescue operations, both of which he said needed pressure on Hamas.
And Jody also tells us more about the status of the truce talks.
So an Israeli delegation is attending the talks in Qatar on Wednesday, but Hamas is still not sending a delegation to the talks. President Biden's Middle East advisor Brett McGurk met with Qatar's leaders in Doha about the ongoing talks, and this comes after Qatar's Prime Minister Alkadi was in Tehran to meet with Iran's President Pezeshkian. Now, some commentators are suggesting that that meeting highlights the influence that Iran could have over its proxy Hamas regarding this deal. Meanwhile, White House spokesperson John Kirby has said that Iran is still postured and poised to carry out an attack on Israel. He said that the US has told Iran, number one, not to escalate and potentially start a regional war, and number two, that the US would defend Israel if it comes to that. Meanwhile, the IDF has said that it's carrying out counter-terror operations in the northern West Bank, which it expects to last several days, and Israel says it's defending itself on 7 different fronts from Iran and its proxies across the region.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.